Hey guys, take a little peek at what I do to get ready every day on tour.
All right, so first, I'm a big fan of MAC Cosmetics, and I've got an entire routine that I do with moisturizer first and then primer. And for me, I get super dry skin, especially when I'm on the road. And so it's really important to stay hydrated and hydrate your skin. And that's just in normal times, let alone when you're on tour, traveling, and probably being a little bit dehydrated with all the crazy drinking. It's fun times that we have on the road. So this is the moisturizing and illuminating silky primer, and it feels so good on my skin. It's feeling like it's blocking what I'm about to do to my face, which is a lot of damage by putting a lot of products on. I use a Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This stuff is one of the only foundations I found that actually will not get too cakey, break apart because of my dry skin, and stays on pretty well throughout the day. It also builds on itself, which is great when you have to do touch-ups, say like after you play or before we play, because I'm putting on my makeup at the beginning of the day today, and then I want it to last the entire day. And I'm just using a beauty blender to blend it all in. And I'm just putting it everywhere, basically, on my face. I use my hand as my palette. I also love to mix colors depending on how tan my skin is. I'm pretty pale, but sometimes when I do get a little extra sun, I'll have a darker shade, and then I also have a lighter shade. It also helps for just that little bit of extra, sorry, that's not the lighter shade. This is the lighter shade. Lighter shade, just to help with some of the areas that we want to make sure are a little more highlighted, like under the eye area, or now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize I gotta do a little highlight around my mouth here, and sometimes even on my nose, on the center of my nose, I like to use a bit of a lighter shade. Now, this is the easy stuff, but once you start getting into some of the precision moments of makeup, it is not only hard to do it on any normal day, have that perfect symmetrical look, but when you're in a moving bus, it is super hard. And sometimes due to time restraints and being on the road, we don't have a choice. The only way to get ready is while the bus is moving. So that's a super crazy challenge that I don't think a lot of people think about when they think about how people have to tour and get ready on the road. Okay, now for brows, I just brush up, and one of the techniques I use mostly when shaping my brows, I don't actually get anything waxed or go to any esthetician to get it done. It's just when I see a stray hair, I pluck it, and when my brows get too long, when I brush them up and there's little spiky things that go too high, I just cut them off with scissors. And trimming my brows on a regular basis is actually how I keep them maintained. I don't have crazy thick brows, but I'm starting to see, now that the 90s, early 2000s is coming back, a lot of people going with a little less of a bushy brow. So kind of suits my natural look anyway. And then this is a Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel, and I've been just using this to just kind of fill in a little bit of the gaps, just slightly, nothing too heavy. Voila. So this is the MAC Painterly Longwear Paint Pot, which I use as a primer on my eyelids. So it helps keep all my eyeshadow staying in place when I do some of my fun eyeshadow looks. And so sometimes I use a brush, but sometimes it's just best to use your fingers. Feels more natural sometimes to just stick your finger in the goo and just smudge it around your face. Now I'm going in with a crease brush, and I'm gonna pick a color today. I think I'm gonna go with orange as a shade today. So I have this Colorboard Beauty Glaze palette, which has like a lot of colors for the fact that it's pretty compact. And shout out to Brandon for helping me pick this one out. And so I'm just gonna go in with I'm gonna use orange shades today, this kind of like almost like peachy orange shade, and just kind of mix a few of them together, and just go in the crease and above and just blend it out. I'm gonna do the same on this side. got a nice consistent blend all the way up to kind of the brow bone area. Now I'm going to select a little bit of a darker shade of orange and do that kind of on the outer corner. Blending inwards towards the center and blending it outwards to smooth in with the other color. Now, my signature color that I've been using on this tour is the Day Glow Yellow, neon yellow, which you can see I've got on my nails, and a lot of the outfits I've picked for this tour incorporate that color. So the only eyeshadow I found that can really capture that neon color is a Stargazer Eye Dust, and this is in, they call it Neon Eye Dust, and this is in like the brightest chartreuse yellow neon Day Glow color. And so I'm just putting this on kind of a flat brush. They call it the smoky shader, but I use it to kind of pat on a really good amount on the lid. Damn, that is bright as hell. So I'm going all the way across the lid and right into the inner corner and just patting it right in to make it super bright and consistent across the whole lid. Now, if that ain't kind of a show-stopping look, I don't know what is. So I'm also gonna take a tiny little bit as well and just go on the inside corner until it's starting to get a little messy with some fallout. So I'm just gonna get a brush and just scooch that away. So if anyone watched my Valentine's Day tutorial, you'll know about how I heat up my eyelash curler in my crotch. Just to make sure it's not cold on my eye, and also the heat actually helps the curl a little bit. So, whatcha? Trusty eyelash curler, which looks like some type of torture device to someone who doesn't do makeup. But boom, gotta have that curl. And the mascara I'm using recently is the Isla Fullest Volumizing Mascara. Always got to make sure you rub off the excess on the brush, because that's when you get clumps, and that's when it's hard to recover from that if too many lashes are sticking together. And on the under side, there we go. So next up, I am going to find my trusty eyeliner. Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, one of my faves, OG faves, hasn't changed, and I've tried a few more eyeliners, but I still love this one. So I'm going from the inside corner, and I'm just gonna slowly build a small line until it gets a little thicker on the wing out. Now the trick is trying to match that on the other side. Screwed up already. I can recover, I can recover. Well, when you screw up, sometimes you just gotta admit you screwed up. So that's why I have these little handy things. I recently found Q-tips with a pointed tip, and they make it so much easier to clean up mistakes in the rounded tip. I just like to rotate inwards. Say that again. Just like to rotate inwards, and it helps clean that up. Okay, I got my wing liner on. So I noticed that I accidentally did a little bit of, I don't know if it was mascara or eyeliner that just hit the corner here. And sometimes a mistake can actually be inspiration. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do a little bit of an artistic design with the black liner over top of the cat eye. Well, there's my little star. It's punk rock. It's not perfect, but that's what it's all about. Okay, a little star on this side just for some fun. Now I'm gonna go in finally with the contour palette here. And just doing a combination of some of the cool tones because my skin's very cool tone. And cut underneath the cheekbone here. And then just blend that out, right out. Also do a bit on the side of my nose. Along the jawline and the hairline. And you have to make sure this is really blended out or it can look really weird. Sometimes I take a little fluffy brush and just do a little on the top and underneath my nose. And then blend out so it's not as obvious. Now for a little MAC blush, high up on the cheekbones. And just because it's stage time, you gotta add that extra little something something. I'm gonna do highlighter, and I'm just gonna combine a bunch of the different tones, don't really care. And right under, on the very top part of the cheekbone, under the eye. And on the nose. Lips, I use a MAC pencil. This one's called Whirl, and define the shape. Pick a lip color. Today I think I'm gonna go with this Lime Crime Plushies and Gumdrop. And I think the trick with this is to make sure I don't have too much on my brush and try to evenly apply it. I don't know, maybe I'll go red later. See, indecisiveness. Not liking Gumdrop today. Gonna go with just straight up red. This is Ruby Few, and this is MAC. And I think this is called Everlasting lip color, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. That's more my style. So last but not least, we need some lashes. Got tons of those. And my new technique with the lashes is I don't like to do full lashes across. I just kind of like to do a demi lash on the outside corner. So I already pre-cut the lashes to the length that works for me. And usually that's taking off the extra length and the extra volume on the outside corner and leaving the piece on the inside corner to put on the outside. I also find it makes the lashes a lot more comfortable to wear when they don't go all the way to the inside corner of your eye, because that's where it can kind of like stick and poke you and make you just hate wearing lashes in general. Very important to let the eyelash glue get tacky before you try to apply it, or else it's going to slide around, ruin your makeup, and be very annoying to work with. So let's make sure it's tacky first. You'll also notice I have a little bit of broken skin over my lip, and this is just from dry skin, also because I have a microphone constantly in this area just like grinding away. I don't know why I have to hold it that close to my face, but that's what I always do. And it just proves to you guys that nobody's perfect. Everyone has imperfections. You just gotta work with it, right? Let's try to apply this. Make sure it's right on the top lash line. Fits nice and comfortably. See how it just pops the eye? Damn, girl. Make sure it's even. There you go. Little finishing spray, prep and prime, fix it spray from MAC. That makes it feel good too. Okay, makeup look good to go. What do you guys think?